What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's a Monday, and that can mean only one thing. We're checking out the World Rugby rankings to see what has shifted up due to those games on the weekend through the Rugby Championship. And then afterwards, we'll be taking a look at the Superbru Results. See some winners, see some losers. I think I'm probably closer to the loser side of things yet again this week. But starting out with the Rugby World rankings, of course, two games on the weekend. Argentina with a great win over Australia that, I'm not going to lie, I didn't see Argentina winning that game at all. I thought Australia were going to come out the blocks. Did not happen. Argentina fought hard and managed to take that game, and New Zealand winning theirs against South Africa. And what was sort of already built up to be the title decider, and given the performance we've seen over the last 2 weeks, it might well have been the decider has already happened. So, in terms of changes then, no shifts in the big 1 to 4, but New Zealand are moving away. Now, sadly, the actual world rankings doesn't show you the actual improvement, so I quickly went to the old calculator here. New Zealand increased by 0.63, obviously South Africa dropping by that 0.63 as well. So, not that it's going to be shifting up at all in terms of, positions and what have you, but man, New Zealand closing in on France. That is getting awfully close now. 0.15 away from France, the opening game of the World Cup. Let me remind you of that. Look how close this thing is building up to. And I have to say, I was impressed by that New Zealand performance on the weekend versus South Africa. And then Argentina climbing up to 7th after overtaking Australia in that game. Argentina in total gained 1.48. Yes, it was 1.48 points. So climbing up, taking that away from Australia. So just sort of shifted round positions basically on where they were. But Argentina next week going up against the Springboks. It's going to be a big old game. But New Zealand versus Australia next week. I think it's at home in Australia, right? We've got a bye week this week, which I didn't actually know when I started doing all the videos for this week. We've actually got a week off this week, and we will be going back to it next weekend. But it'll be New Zealand versus Australia in Australia, which means a win there for New Zealand. We'll see, a good little points chunk for them. It could well be that New Zealand overtake France before we get into those Rugby World Cup warm-up games. And given the shift up here for Argentina, Argentina got a 1.48 positive. If you had maybe just over a 1 or something above that, New Zealand even close in on Ireland there. So really looking forward to see those games next week. We got no other news, unfortunately, in terms of the rest of the table. But it is always fun just to have a little bit of a look through, just see that anything was going on. But unfortunately, not only two big results to talk about from the weekend, all due to that Rugby Championship. Speaking of which, then let us move on to talk about the Superbru. Now, the Superbru predictor, man. What a rough old time I think I'm having in this the Superbru this weekend. So we'll start out here. New Zealand versus South Africa. New Zealand winning that one by 15 points. Now, I did actually say in the preview video, I actually picked South Africa to win. But when I went to do my team for the Superbru, for the fantasy one, basically the way the subs were working is I couldn't back South Africa. I could only have 1 or 2 South Africans because of how many were on the bench or not starting or just not picked for the team. And I couldn't make the subs work. So I ended up basically backing New Zealand for the game and thought, well, if I'm doing it in the fantasy, I should probably lean towards it in the predictor as well. And it kind of paid off because I was absolutely going to be picking South Africa. So I picked New Zealand by 2. So I at least got 1 win point for that one. But the community, pretty split to be fair. Not a lot of people went low. Apparently, I was in the low ranking for people who thought it was going to be a low-scoring game. A lot of people sort of going for 5 to 8 points sort of on either side, but certainly more people going for South Africa over New Zealand. And then in terms of what you guys got then, so where you wanted to be was up here then. So who actually got closest? Mojo, yet again. Mojo's having a great tournament this one. Picked New Zealand by 15, bang on the points, which sort of screws everyone else out of out of some bonus points. You guys got awfully close as well. Temp Shoulders getting in there with 16, only 1 point away, and Brumbies all the way on 13 as well. So only 2 points away. So you guys also get your half bonus points. Dojoba also came in just about enough, said New Zealand by 20. So you get it within 5, you still get your 0.5 bonus points. So congratulations to you guys. A couple of the rest of you also went for New Zealand. Where am I? I'm down here. I was actually the lowest score point for New Zealand. That was interesting. But more people actually picking South Africa than New Zealand. So unfortunately for you guys, no points along the way. You don't get any bonus points for anything either, for even being sort of close in. Going all the way up to Pierre and Lord Nicholas out there on 9 for the Springboks. You guys felt confident. I probably should have been sat here If it had gone correctly for me, I would have picked in there with Fantastic and Rugger and Dave Wakefield. In terms of the second game then, Australia versus Argentina. Argentina winning this one by 3. A really sort of flip-floppy game in terms of the score. I thought Australia were going to have this one, as did a lot of people. Wow, so many people went for Australia. 75% of people going for Australia. And yeah, we were all quite wild. Where was I? Oh god, yeah, I went high. I said Australia by 12, did I? Didn't remember it being that high. A lot of people going for Australia by double figures, dropping all the way down. Now, Connor Does Rugby, the only guy to pick Australia, but still get some points due to it being so close. A great pick there, Australia by 2. Still get yourself a little half bonus point along the way. But only the 6 of you going for Argentina. Well done to you guys. Bok23 and Dojoba, again, we've said his name already. He's back in again, picking Argentina by 3. So both of you splitting that bonus point, 0.5 each. Andre went for 5, so you got the half bonus point. Ian on 6. Temp Shoulders again, getting some more points in this one on 7 for Argentina, and then Rugger Argentina by 8. So you guys all getting some decent points along the way. Let's take a look at the round then as it stood, with Dojoba taking the top points there, 3.5, 2 from 2. I take it not a lot of people got 2 from 2. No, only 4 people. Dojoba, Temp Shoulders, Andre, and Ian were the only people to actually get 2 from 2 in this one. Tough week to call. I really didn't see Argentina doing quite so well as this game. But congratulations to Dojoba on taking this round, and Temp Shoulders doing well as well. We'll have a little bit of scroll down so everyone can see their name. There's me on 1, joint with Brim Daddy, WRU14, Villa Farrell, and Kakuscheme. Hopefully I'm sort of getting that pronunciation correct. Names are tricky on Superbru when you have to read through them. Wow, yes, and not a lot of us getting points actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 of us getting points, and probably over half of us not getting any points this round. Brutal round along the way. Everyone on 0. Unfortunately, Foot Easy down there on the 43 TDM for being points away. Taking a look then at the leaderboard as it stands at the end of round 2 then. Mojo still hanging on there with some superb games along the way. 3 win points, 1 match point, 2 bonus points. Has you on the total of 6. Temp Shoulders, though, climbs 25 places all the way to 2nd. What a round for you. Absolutely climbing up. Bok23 climbs 1 up into 3rd. Andre climbs 18. And Ian climbs 19. Wow, there's some big shakers in this round. Picking Argentina was the way to go. Dojoba, who took the round on his little cap there, hanging on in 6th. Foot Yeezy, unfortunately getting the wooden spoon this week, drops down 5 places. Brim Daddy's dropped down 3. I climbed 3. Hey, there's some sort of positive for me. Connor Does Rugby up 11. Brumby's all the way up 11. Rugger up 11. Wow, big climbers. And unfortunately, I think for some guys down here, you're going to see some big drops here. Bowie down 12. Mary Poppins down 14. Jinx down 13. Dave Wakefield down 10. Oh man, there's some big drops along the way. Lord Nicholas down 18. Oh man, this is a brutal tournament, right? We've only got 3 rounds. Congratulations to Dojoba for taking the round, and Mojo for hanging on to that number 1 place. Who will be able to take it in the final round of the Rugby Championship? I am really looking forward to it. Right, fantasy time. Now, this one was a weird week for me. I really backed Australia. I picked a lot of New Zealand players. I ended up not doing brilliantly, and I'm still not quite sure why I didn't. A couple of players came in really clutch for me. But yeah, it really didn't work out for me at all. So Klansman took the top score, 186. Some big scores. I've been seeing the score shift a lot over this weekend, so they've been updating their stats a lot. Alex came second on 175.5. Brumbies all the way on 168.5, taking 3rd place. We'll have a bit of a read through the list as well, because it's fun to have a look through everyone's name. My Boyfriend Made Me Do This, which is still a great name, on 167. The Rugby Veterinarian on 163. Big Brain and Dean joining with each other on 160.5 there. Villa Farrell on 159. Etai down in 9th, a name I'm so used to seeing in the top 3 most weeks, in 156. Foot Yeezy, 152, Bowie, 151.5, WRU 14. There's me, yeah, 150 0.5. I was really surprised by how poorly some of my players did, but backing Australia heavy was maybe my bad move there. I'll just scroll down so that everyone can see the name. Unfortunately, Ian down there on 120. I haven't actually checked out your team, Ian. I don't know what went on there, but unfortunately, right down there in the bottom. So, in terms of the players, your props were, I believe, it was Gajo from Argentina, and then James Slipper actually came in second on 8 points, which was kind of surprising. I thought he gave away a couple of penalties in there, but scoring better than I expected. In terms of your hookers, it was Julian Montoya scoring 10. Your locks, the highest I could see from everyone's teams. Let me know in the comments if there was anyone higher. Scott Barrett scored 7 and Eben Etzebeth scored 6.5. I couldn't find anyone picking the Argentinian locks that may have scored higher along the way. The back row's not scoring outrageously high and scoring kind of consistently. You can see across the board here, everyone's sort of got 30-ish in that sort of red zone. Etai is actually leading the charge there on 35. Now, I can't look at the team. So the players that I think came in well, Ardi Sarvea scored 10. Valentini scored 10.5. Gonzalez for Argentina scored well. But one player that Etai had is A.S. Smith from South Africa. Now, I couldn't think of that as off the top of my head. I think that might be Quagga Smith. But I think Quagga is like his middle name. So even though I know him as that, he's on the team sheets, I think he actually has another name before that. So I think A.S. Smith might actually be him. I can't think of anyone else who was playing who fit that. So I think he actually scored the highest on 14.5. Your scrum half for the second week on the bounce was Aaron Smith. He's having a good one. Getting those tries in both games is really helping him out. Fly halves were interesting. Richie Mwanga got the highest on his 26.5 if you had him as a kicker. He was also the highest if you didn't have him as a kicker as well. Quade Cooper came in second on 20, and then every other fly half is a bit of a decent drop, unfortunately. Centres was astonishingly, as far as I could find across the board, was an all-Australian centre. Karevi got, I think it was 13.5, and the second highest was Ikitau, who scored 8, even though he literally played 5 minutes of the game. So getting that try and going off with his injury was the way to sort of save yourself some points in the centre. And then finally, man, the back three was interesting. So Cheslin Colby obviously had a superb game, scored you 20 points. Corey Betty scored you 11.5. Will Jordan scored you, I believe, 23. And then one player that I don't think anyone went for, bar me, Nawakanita Wase, had a really good game, scored 20, which did surprise me. I picked him as a captain, so that bumped me up to 40, so I'm not even on the board here, but my grey bar was relatively decent. But I was a little bit surprised that he only scored 20, to be fair. If you remember, Nawakanita Wase ran the length of the field for his try, which, you know, on the angle, the amount of meters made, I think that would easily be 100 meters. He had the tap and go penalty where he ran 15 to 20 meters. And that is basically all he's awarded for in terms of meters made in that game. So it means that throughout the rest of the game, he somehow didn't make 5 meters with the ball in hand, even though I felt he did. I actually think he could have taken the top. I'm not sure if the stats were brilliantly in my favour there, but he also did well. But those were the players you needed to score these big grey bars that you see so many people have. Alex absolutely smashing there on 86. So congratulations to Klansman for taking this round on 186. Alex for going second, and Brumbies all the way for third place. We'll take a quick look at the leaderboard as it stands. I'm going to use this leaderboard because I much prefer it to what the actual leaderboard looks like. So Klansman, with that awesome second round, jumps up 4 places onto 371, taking first place. Big Brain dropping down 1 place, but still, you know, reasonable. It's 15 points. That's easily doable in 1 round on 356. Dean dropping down 1 place, but now only 1 point behind on 355. Brumbies all the way holding out on 347. Etai dropping down 1 place. Alex, the reigning champion from last year of the Rugby Championship, has gone up 7. 30 points. That's quite a lot to make up. I really feel like it's already between these guys. There's a lot to make up. I feel like I'm certainly out of contention. Sean dropping down 4. My boyfriend made me do this. I think that was the full name. Climbing up 4 places. D-bag, 1, 2, 3, dropping down 2. The rugby veterinarian climbing up 4 places on 329. I'll quickly have a quick scroll down. Kelly down 1, Foot Easy down 1, Mary Poppins down 7. Whoa, big drop for you there. Villa Farrell overtakes me. Oh, sorry, is joint with me now. Overtook me after, I think we both had a pretty terrible round last time. I climbed up 3, even though I kind of feel like I did okay, but apparently not. PR Azevedo remains in 16th place. WRU climbs up 2. Temp Shoulders down 9 after doing so well in the predictor. Unfortunately, the fantasy letting you down this week. Bowie climbs 3. David Wakefield, unfortunately, dropping down another 3 places. Top Notch Rugby down 6. Ian got the wooden spoon this week, drops down 2, but still not bottom on that 274. All Blacks Forever on 241. Bears Gamer dropping down 1 place into 24. Sorry about that, Bears. Uppies RSA on 146. And then Rugger, unfortunately, dropping down 1 place into 132. So there we have it, guys. So congratulations to Klansman, not just for winning the round, but for taking top spot on the leaderboard. 1 round left, guys. So I'm really looking forward to getting that one kicked off. Like I said, no rugby this weekend. Genuinely didn't know this was a thing. I thought we were going to have rugby every weekend and we were going to go straight into the World Cup warm-up game. So unfortunately, no rugby. There's not going to be any preview videos. I am contemplating on doing a stream, though, this week. It'll either be on Wednesday or Thursday. So I'm going to drop down a poll on the community tab of the Mad Dragon page. So go over there, put your vote in which day you prefer it to be on, because the stream is much more fun when we have more people interacting with the stream rather than just me sat there and stuff. We'll talk about some rugby, play some Rugby 22, and have a bit of a laugh for a few hours on one of those evenings. So get over to the community tab and make sure you drop your vote on there so that I know what day is best for the most people to drop in the stream and say hi along the way. I hope you've all enjoyed this one today, guys. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.